changing some things up. I've seen a lot of this going through the timeline and a lot of people having conversations about this this past week. But the NCAA is they're changing a lot of rules moving forward for this 2026 season. A lot of things that y'all might be aware of, some that y'all probably not. But we're going to go through some of them here. The NCAA will mandate players be covered from the waist down.
Thank you.
Ends the shorts era of college. Okay.
No more coochie cutters.
Okay, well, see, hold on. I gotta.
Yeah, because you're a short socks guy.
Yeah. So like, I'm not necessarily like pro to having to cover the whole leg, right. But I do understand that you just got to draw the line somewhere. You got to draw a firm line somewhere in the sand because.
That's outrageous.
This shit is outrageous. That's a damn defensive lineman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got coochie cutters on.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Daisy Dukes, not coochie cutter. My bad. Daisy Dukes.
And it's like,
that's
outrageous.
It is.
As an offensive lineman, I'm hitting you on thigh every chance I get. You're gonna lead a game with deep thigh bruises on both legs.
This the thigh pad.
I promise you.
This the thigh pad. And this the knee pad.
Look at the picture. I see it. He said, look at the picture.
Come on now, man.
It is.
Like, that's
what
crazy.
What purpose is it serving?
That's crazy. Like, the pants above the knee. Okay, cool. Right above the knee. Yeah. But it got to be at least down there.
They took it too far, so now the NCAA
and now they got to take all that shit away.
Yeah.
Now they got to take all that shit away.
Your whole leg got to be covered now. Yeah, they did it. If they wouldn't have done this, it wouldn't have been no problem.
Yeah, no, they let them get away with this, like, and let them, make the pants shorter and shit. Like, bruh, damn.
Not no more.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, at what point was it like cool? Like,
so this is what happened.
Start when they was young and they just took it with them.
I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm breaking it down for you. So it starts in practice. Because a lot of the times in practice, you don't wear the whole pants. You wear a cut-off version of it. And that's what guys get comfortable in wearing. And then, like, when you're younger guys in, like, high school and stuff like that, doing the 707 camps, it's usually, like, the spandex tight, and it just come right there as well.
Okay.
So it's like, they used to running around like that, not having a whole lot of shit on your legs, and then, I mean, it is a lot better on your legs, you know what I'm saying? Not having all the pads, not getting hit and all that shit. Like,
right.
And then kind of guys like try to, get a little swag with the shit and whatever.
So would you
say
take
it too far in the game?
Yes. Okay.
Because that's supposed to be for practice.
Okay, so this isn't like an abnormal thing. This is abnormal to do it in the game. I guess that's what I'm trying to. I'm like, where did it come from?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Because it's like
it started in practice. And they started trying to do stuff they do in practice.
Right. It's like
okay. All right. I got you.
You don't mess with the uniform. Yeah. You could do all that other stuff.
But when it's time to go
to work, you don't mess with the uniform. Like, your socks can be different than mine. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why your pants?
Why you taking scissors? Why you taking scissors to your uniform?
Right.
I got you.
Yes.
All right.
So that's one of the.
Thank you, NCAA. We appreciate it.
One of the new rules that's going in full effect. Targeting rule changes proposed for D1 rules subcommittee. These is actually like, okay, yeah. So first, targeting penalty, no suspension in next game. Second, targeting penalty, miss first half of the next game. This is proposed, King. This is proposed.
Continue?
Third, penalty, miss next game. 1 year trial rule will be considered March 19th by FBS oversight.
Okay, so
you're
like
still getting kicked out for targeting on the first one?
No, it says the first one.
It says no suspension for the next game.
Oh,
so you're still getting tossed for this game.
Okay. I see what you're stepping in.
I don't like it.
No.
Yes.
No, King, wait. Because the only way you could get more than one penalty is if you're still in the game.
Facts.
So
not necessarily.
Yes, because you can't get no suspension in next game. Second penalty. That means I'm still playing. You can't get two targeted penalties in one play.
I don't think they're talking about the same game.
I don't think so. Go ahead, Faye.
They're saying that that the player would still get ejected.
Yes. Okay.
So he just won't miss the next game.
I see. Yeah.
Because you get ejected for targeting now, you miss the next the next game or the first half or whatever. So there's they're taking that away.
I mean,
but then if you get a second one,
hold tight.
So they're counting. So they're adding up over. So that's what I'm saying. It's not target penalties per game. It's it's for the year. So every time you get one, that one stands. Okay, you get another one. Your second offense. So it's like first offense, second offense.
That's fair.
Third offense. Hold tight though, King. Why don't you like that though? Because I
don't like getting tossed.
No, I don't like getting tossed
for targeting immediately. The first time, if it's a penalty, cool. 15-yard penalty, personal foul. Now, if you get the second one, you get another one. I'm more lenient on getting tossed.
Right.
But the getting tossed off the first one,
that's a slippery slope.
But getting tossed on the first one, I don't like it.
That's like in basketball, you get a certain amount of text
before you get ejected.
You toss out the game. So it needs to be some type of system like that.
I see what you're saying.
Because that's why I was
in basketball. There isn't a rule to where if it happens one time, you automatically get tossed. It doesn't happen like that.
Unless it's something that happens with the ref,
with that same play,
or something egregious. Type shit like that.
But two gotta come.
Right.
Regardless, whatever that two is, you gotta get two of them up.
Right. So I feel like this should be more like that for the targeted penalty, because a lot of the times it's not necessarily like the player being malicious in intent and trying to a lot of times it's just football and shit. Helmet's gonna fucking touch. And how it look on the camera or on TV. Everybody be helmet contact, da da da. I feel a lot of them are.
I get it. I feel like it is a step in the right direction, at least, to where you're not missing no game time in the next game.
But you shouldn't get tossed in the moment.
Right, but on, not for nothing, they are still trying to keep the game safe. And this is one thing,
but they can do it like that.
I King, I feel what you're saying, but
football's not as safe. It's a no contact sport is safe.
You're right.
So trying to make something safe, that's like trying to make boxing and MMA safe. You can't.
You're right.
You can play smarter and better technique.
Exactly.
Yes, but that still doesn't make the game safer. It's a violent game.
But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to, someone has to take, all right, well, we need to at least try to lessen certain things. But by to your point, being more smart about how you hit, learning how to tackle. You wouldn't have to do that if there wasn't a rule, though. You'd just be out there running rogue, is what I'm saying. You need roadblocks. That's what I'm saying.
That's how football played. Shit, that's
in fact,
it was. Of the game. Yeah.
So now we're going to put some parameters out and say, hey, look, you can't do that. At least try not to do that. Try not to do it.
Try not to. Right.
Try not to do it.
Getting kicked out immediately for the first one, it's not necessarily I don't necessarily think that that's protecting the game, because in the NFL, guys get targeting penalties, they still get to play.
It's a penalty.
It's just a penalty.
You get a penalty, 15-yard personal foul.
Right.
And if you get another one, you get tossed.
Yeah, then you get tossed. So it's not like they can't do it like that.
Right.
Okay, and just remind me again. If you get a targeting in the first half of the game, it's early, do you still miss the first half of the second, or is it just by half? So
it's just the rest of that game.
It's just
so it is just the rest of that game.
Yeah, if you get one in the second half, you miss the first half of the next game.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
I see what you're saying. All right,
but JC, so you were kind of making the point about you get ejected for it in college, but in the NFL it's just a 15-yard penalty, you move on. But I guess the point that they were trying to make was, because in the NFL they can fine players, obviously, and when this targeting rule was put in place, the biggest thing they could do to hit the pockets, quote, of the college players would be to, take them off the field.
Yeah, but I mean, I get what you're saying, but they could definitely implement that into what they're doing right now. Yep. Shit,
you can't find them though, King, because everybody's not getting paid equal. Because now, how do you even drill it? Some of these kids.
Okay, but everybody
already said yes to getting paid, so shit, it's not their fault.
But you said everybody ain't getting paid equal. If most of the people that's getting paid way less probably not playing, so that doesn't.
Well, you're telling a mid-major kid gets targeted, or there's a targeting penalty in the MAC, for instance, right, where the NIL guys are not that big, but
they want to get paid, get treated like professionals, get fined.
Yeah, I'm not. But again, not necessarily saying.
Fey's point, we talking about D1. They not getting paid like that.
Not necessarily saying they get fined, but it could be for the game, boom, one targeting, you're not necessarily ejected. It's a 15-yard penalty. That's your first tech. Boom, you get your second tech, now you ejected. Okay, boom. How many games you get ejected from? Boom. Say you get ejected from 2 games, and now you might have to get suspended a game or 2 games. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Because implement this first penalty, second penalty, third penalty. Implement that on the games.
Repeat offenders.
You know what I'm saying? because like just taking them out the game after they like had something, and it might not be a play that like they made wrong. It just may be how the how it looked on camera and how the people perceived it, and now he got to come out the game. That's not one, in my opinion, that doesn't really teach players, okay, you did this wrong, and like you need to go back out there and prove it. He make that mistake, and he makes the mistake, and then he doesn't get to play any more football on that day. I feel like that's bad coaching in my, you know what I'm saying? Because he can't go out there and improve on what he did wrong.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it ain't about coaching though.
Well, no, it's about making the game safer.
Yeah, it is.
Because how is he supposed to, if he's not in those positions
to learn from his mistakes,
then how is he supposed to go forward and make it and make that play better to where he doesn't get a penalty?
Okay.
If he doesn't get put back in that position.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's a better way they could do. I mean, of course, this is a proposed rule.
Yeah, it is a proposed. Who's doing
but the targeting penalty is a little
egregious.
Yeah,
getting ejected off the first one shouldn't. They got to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's got to be the first thing that changes.
Yeah,
that's also costly because they don't get it right all the time.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of times they don't get it right.
Was that the semifinal or national championship game where it's two different times they tossed one kid but kept the other one,
and
I feel like they got it wrong. They should have flipped it, right?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Right,
I do remember that.
What's this one? Speaking of rule proposals, NCAA Oversight Committee is recommending emergency legislation to protect the transfer portal window by issuing penalties for tampering.
Big penalties.
Yeah, good luck with that.
What are the big penalties?
Good luck with that. They don't even detect tampering. It happens, but how do you know?
So this is how they said that they're going to monitor it is like if you add a player to your team that did not make the public known that they're going to transfer or enter the portal.
Why do you got to let the public know though?
You got to let them know. And a lot of times, I don't know if this is affected with this, but they'll put a no contact tag on themselves in the portal, which means don't contact me. I basically already know where I'm going. So that's like, obviously tampering has happened in those instances.
Yeah, but that ain't going to stop it from...
It's still...
Like I said, good luck trying to...
Good luck
trying to track it.
Okay, question. When you do transfer, are they trying to say that you got to check in first before you do? Because I feel like they could fix it by saying, hey, look, everyone that goes through the portal, you got to check in first before you go talk to these other schools. You see what I'm saying? Like, is that what this is saying? Like, you have to go through the NCAA or whatever and say, hey, look, I'm okay. Like, who are you telling you're entering the transfer portal? And like, if you already have, and to your point, if a name is already on a roster over here and they haven't checked in, we got you. Like, well, hold on. Like, you didn't check in with us first.
Yeah, you gotta. It says the head coach who accepts a transfer who did not properly enter the transfer portal will be prohibited from all recruiting, on-field coaching, and team meetings for 6 games.
Oh my God! See, now they doing.
That's a tough penalty right there.
But they're trying to backtrack for them. Y'all, the NCAA, y'all fucked this up.
But now y'all trying to. I'm not mad.
They're trying to backtrack. That's not fixing it.
That's not fixing it.
That's trying to cover their own ass for the shit that they fucked up.
Yeah, that's like
they said yes to too much stuff. Now they're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but you can't do. This ain't fixing nothing. It's tampering. It's still going to happen. Coach is still going to reach out. Kids still going to do what they want to do because that's the way it's set up as a Wild Wild West. You can't create the Wild Wild West and then go back and try to put guidelines and rules on it. It ain't going to work.
You're right. I get that. But I'm saying, like, but what he said that they were attempting to do, like, I mean, something, to your point, you saying, like, it can't happen. Obviously, it has already happened to where, like, you see, wait a minute, hold on, this kid is already on a roster, and again, you didn't check in.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
It says...
So now it's like, since we know you're doing it, okay, cool, we got you now.
It says the school that's accepting the transfer will be fined 20% of its football budget. Also, the school will lose 5 roster spots for the following season.
They are not playing.
Now they want to blame the schools when it's their fault.
Even if no longer...
They not playing.
Even if it no longer employs the coach who accepted the transfer.
This is why I don't got no respect for this.
That's crazy.
That's why I don't like NCAA committee, bro.
Coach comes in...
And so, like, I'm kind of...
They're full of shit.
I'm kind of with King. Like, it's a little crazy to go, like, and strong-arm the league when you fucked up the shit in the first place.
Yes.
Like, you're going to throw some crazy-ass heavy implications. Like, yes, you're not supposed to be tampering. We don't want to see that. Facts. But if you introduced this new You know, this new way for kids to move around NCAA and teams to get new players. If you introduce this shit in and let it have no fucking rules from the jump, you set yourself up.
Yep.
And now everybody else gotta because if you just, all you had to do was just put some parameters around it and we wouldn't even have to.
Okay, here's the thing though, what y'all saying. This thing was brand new, bro. It was brand new.
Sweet.
And they said, let me finish. I
don't like that because you're trying to give the NCAA the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not. Listen. First off, like, look, me personally, I've dealt with the NCAA shit with the whole clearinghouse bullshit. Like, when I first graduated and went to Memphis, I didn't have no scholarship because of some clearinghouse stuff. I had to go to summer school, and again, this is tracks. They don't give a fuck about me. Really, just keeping the stack or whatever, right? And so, like, I got it by gripes with them. I ain't on their side. What I'm saying is, in this particular case, this is something new. So it's like, all right, snap. They can say that we don't actually know exactly how this is going to go, how we think it is. We think there's some things that we will be able to control. But what they failed to realize was these universities, and at this point, those athletes are their own separate businesses, and you can't run them. Now, it's like, okay, cool. We still own the portal. That's ours. We started this. Now I can implement those rules because I know exactly what y'all doing. I don't see what's wrong with that. To your face, listen, to your point, you still got to fix it.
We didn't say done it from the jump, though. That's what I'm saying.
We didn't say anything
but, like,
was
you
wrong
gotta
with
know,
it.
You got to know what to do before you do it is what I'm saying.
We're not saying nothing was wrong with it. We're saying they made all of this shit way worse than it should have had to be in the first place.
Yes.
We know that they don't handle shit well. But y'all literally out here, you know, want to put belt to ass because you fucked up.
Yes.
But I don't think they're blamed. They're saying, hey,
that's exactly what they're doing. That's literally what it is. They're punishing the schools for doing the shit that they agreed that they said yes to. Y'all agreed to the transfer portal, NCAA. Y'all said yes to all this shit. We asked for it. Y'all gave it to us with, like you said, no rules, no ramifications, no guidelines, no structure. And so these kids ran with it because they allowed them. They said yes. And now y'all want to come back. Now y'all want to try to punish them for doing something that y'all allowed them to do from the jump. This is on them. This is on NCAA. That's why we don't. A lot of us that went through that shit, we don't fuck with NCAA because they full of shit.
Right.
And this is a perfect example of them trying to backtrack and blame the schools for some shit that they allowed to happen. If they had put regulations on it when you said yes, if they had done that and then done that from the jump and then brought this up, cool, I understand it. But y'all let it be the Wild Wild West off rip. Now y'all trying to backtrack. It's too late. They can try it. Cool, yes, they can figure it out. But if they had done this from the jump like they should have, they wouldn't be in a position they're in now. They're trying to cover their own ass.
I mean,
they're finding the schools. They're putting it on the schools and the players.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is new proposed. Ain't nobody been fined. So listen, now I'm giving you the rules, King. It's like, all right, listen, look, I'm not taking nothing. I'm not trying. Listen,
it's too late.
Y'all did it. We did it. Now I'm setting some guidelines. I'm telling y'all what y'all can't do now.
You should have done it from the jump.
I get what you're saying, but this is brand new. You don't even know. All right, what can we not do? You don't know at this time.
That's their job. They make billions of dollars. That's their job to know that shit. They made enough money. They had enough people to do research to know what was going to happen. Man, they just didn't give a fuck.
Y'all trust too much into like corporate companies because they did not know.
I don't trust. We're not trusting the NCAA at all.
No, they didn't.
They
created all this shit.
They created the portal with no rules. To your point, so like, they just put like, you know what? This is idea. Let's just try to.
It's already tampering in recruiting in college football anyway.
Before the portal even existed.
They already have investigations for all of that shit. So they not stupid.
Yes.
You can't the NCAA, NFL, you can't get them not at all. They know what the fuck they're doing.
They making too much money to not know what's going on.
They know what the fuck they're doing.
You don't think billionaires know what's going on in their business? They don't know every inch or centimeter what's going on in their business?
I feel like y'all make my point though. I do think they knew that, and now they're just look. We're gonna open the floodgates.
Okay, so if they knew they want to do it from the jump.
Goal number one was this. The goal number one was this. I feel like was to make college football more competitive, and not for nothing. Since they did the portal, it has been right or wrong, right? So that was number one. So that was accomplished. Now we are to the place to where, okay, we've done that already. It is still like, all right, we're still going to have the portal. I'm not saying that was a bad idea, but it's like, all right, now we know exactly what we're looking for. I still own this thing. I think I have a right to set some rules in place to protect somewhat all of us.
Nobody's arguing any of those points.
We're not arguing against you saying that.
I got you.
We're just letting you know that they knew this already. what they're proposing isn't news to them. They didn't just, we didn't. They've known what was going to happen. They could have put when they said yes originally. They could have put stuff like this in from the jump. They chose not to.
Right. They did.
Now they're trying to backtrack. And I said, good luck to them. But like I said, again, to us, being on the other side, like, you were too, but they're trying to the NCAA trying to cover for their mistakes that they made.
Okay,
they're trying to put it on coaches and players for taking advantage of the system that they said yes to.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah, and some further context to what actually was kind of the tipping point for this particular, rule change would be when Ole Miss coach Pete Golding was texting a Clemson linebacker while he was in class, basically trying to get him to transfer to Ole Miss. And, Dabo went to the media at a press conference that was kind of outing out Golding. Yeah. So this was the main, catalyst for that.
Any more changes?
No, that's tampering. That's definitely
clear.
That's definitely evidence.
You can't do that.
Clear violation.
Yeah.
What other rules they got?
More rules. We got a pass interference rule change. Offensive pass interference in college will now carry a 10-yard penalty instead of 15.
Okay.
But not defense. So you change an offense, but not defense.
Yeah.
I don't like that. As an offensive guy, I just don't. How is that fair?
What do you think? Jason?
You mean as a defensive guy?
It's not fair to defensive guy. Right. Why is defensive pass interference 15 yards, but offense is only 10?
Yeah, when I seen this, it didn't really necessarily make sense to me.
Yeah, why if you're gonna change one, change both.
Because we changing shit nobody asked for.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody asked for that. Like,
bro, what are we talking about?
That just gives more an advantage to the offense. Right, King?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I said. For him, being a defensive guy, it's harder for...
Because it's less of a penalty if a receiver go out there and push and interfere on the DB or whatever. Oh, he finna make an interception. Let me just tackle this nigga. Like, all right, cause it's 10 yards, whatever.
So, okay,
I don't like...
Just for context, too, these are all proposed, right?
No, this one's going in.
This is going in?
This is approved. Yeah, new rule.
If approved. This one is still...
Okay, so all this is...
They still got to vote on it?
March 19th or 16th, he said, okay, I think that will probably just get voted down then. I don't think that's not going to make it.
Hell no.
That's not going to make it.
Yeah, they got a boy.
You can't just change one. If you're going to change one, you got to change both. You got to change DPI too.
Yeah, nah. The DPI, I mean, shit. OPI, DPI, that shit damn near need to be a fucking... Well, the defensive...
Defense is a spot foul.
It should be. I should be the same.
Yeah.
It should be the same.
Yeah. Because it shouldn't be 10 yards one way and 15 yards the other way.
On defense, it should be spot foul, because you got to teach your motherfucker, like... It's a lot more costly for you to be interfering on somebody than you could just go out there and...
Well, because I'm sure you heard just in college, if get a pass interference in college because it's 15 yards. In the league, it's a spot foul. So if you get beat down the field in college,
right?
It's like you 30 yards down the field, grabbing whatever. It's just a 15-yard penalty,
Triple.
Right? Because I heard our defensive coaches tell if you get beaten, it's like that down the field. Fuck it, just get the penalty. It's only 15 yards. But in the league, that's a spot foul, so it's gonna be right there where it happens. So that's the difference in it. But I don't see the merit in making 110 and 115. That just doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Not for nothing, Jay said. I'm pretty sure you probably said this before, but as a DB in the league, even knowing that it will be a spot foul. If you are beaten, you beat at that point. It's just he can't get the end zone, right? So if I got to interfere, I got to interfere. Is that like a fair assessment at that point? So when King said, I said, well, sure. I think in the league it's the same way. If he get beat deep, I got to do what I got to do.
The coaching point there is do your damn job so you don't be in that position.
Right.
Okay? Because he'll know we don't want him to score, but we damn sure don't want you to just have to give up a damn 40-yard pass interference. We don't need that either. We don't need that either. Do your damn job right. Okay, get on your technique. Know where to put your hands, goddamn. Know when to look and when not to. All right, tighten up. Fuck.
Damn, bro.
All right.
Still the hardest position in the league in people. It's like, damn.
It is. This shit. Boy,
King, I'm sorry. It just be like, because it's like, shit, that's my bed back there. And everybody looking at me. That's
chestnut.
He gone.
Chestnut, come on now.
Oh, man.